To all the women, you have so much power. By you women having the freedom to choose whatever man that you want in the game, you control, you know what I mean, this shit in a cold way.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Because the truth of the matter is, you can take a woman and she can like this dude, she can like a man that does not like pimps. He don't like pimps. He don't give a f about pimps. He hate pimps. But this woman that's making money, she likes him. They start. He eat pussy good. She like his conversation. They like each other's conversation. And now they talking amongst each other. You know what I mean? And now they go together. She's giving him money. So now this gangbanger, this stranger to the game, now I've seen it millions of times. Now he's claiming to be a pimp. Now the same nigga that used to be like, man, f a pimp. If I see a pimp, I'm going to beat this motherfucking ass. You know, a pimp ain't nothing but a bitch ass anyway. On my crippin', you know what I'm saying? You know, I can't stand the motherfuckers, man. You know, real talk. You got some niggas sit up there. You know, see it, man. You know what I mean? A pimp used to sit up there and shit on my mama, man. So, you know, them niggas on everything. You got some niggas that really don't like the pimping. On insane. Fuck a pimp. You got niggas that really hate the pimping. Don't like nothing about the pimping. Them same dudes that was saying fuck the pimping, now you have a prostitute that professes to be a hoe, give this guy some money, now all of a sudden, he's no longer, you know, I love pimp. But see, what you guys in the pimp community is too friendly. You too friendly with this pimping. You accept too many guys because they can talk good. You accept them in the community because he speak well, or he dressed the part, or he had the right card that you wanted or something. Not knowing that you just let an intruder, you just let a nomad, you just let this guy that don't really got no love for this game, all because he got a bitch. So now what happens is when that boyfriend-girlfriend relationship that they acting like pimping and hoeing in the streets and on the internet, but really behind closed doors, it ain't nothing different than boyfriend and girlfriend going on. And once that relationship turns into a battleship, now he's no longer professing pimping. The money gone. So now he's back to cripping. Now he's back to tripping. Now he's himself again. P, what happened to them man that had all of the jewelry, that was counting all of that money, that, you know, I used to go to his page and he had PGO and RPGO on the hashtags and everything out his mouth was pimping. You know what happened, man? I just seen the man and he was robbing somebody. I just seen other and he was selling drugs, man. Man, P, what happened? They became themselves. That's what happened. They became themselves. The real them is showing. Because, see, watch this. You will learn. Just pay attention. Pay attention. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Stop taking statements that people say to show their true self. Stop taking that lightly. You got some individuals that say some shit like, man, you know, I sell D before I go a year, you know what I mean, just broke. Man, shit, I'll do this pimping. I'll do this pimping like a glass and just, you know what I mean, if a nigga ever disrespect me. How many ever heard some shit like this? You know what I mean? You know, man, my G come before my P. You know what I mean? I'll take the pimping and do it just like this. Nigga, what's happening? You know what I mean? How many heard that shit before? You know what I mean? Let me know if you didn't heard that before. Man, I'll treat this game, I'll treat this pimping, man, you know what I mean, like a glass. You know, my G come before my P. What's happening? The G come before the P. What's happening? When you really a pimp, the G don't come before your P. What a real pimp would say is that I'm a man first. Even if he was a Crip, Blood, Blackstone, Vice, whatever. He could have been under the 5 to 6, Paru, Brim, you know what I mean? He's not going to put the gang banging in front of the pimping. Because gang banging and pimping don't mix. You can be a pimp and still be a gang member. Because you're going to be a gang member no matter where you go. If you was really in them streets like that and claiming something, you're going to always be a gang member. You can stop gang banging, but as far as being a gang member, no. And those that really gang banged like that, that's why I listen to these guys. Man, I was banging like a motherfucker, man. I was out there. I was gang banging. And it's kind of hard for me to believe because when you really gang banging to the highest degree, you can't just move the way that you want to move. Even when you start pimping, you can't meet a nigga and just be like, oh man, I know I killed your cousin, man. I killed your brother back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I know I shot up your brother's funeral, but you know I was tripping then. I was cripping then. It's pimp now. So don't shoot me now, man. It's the pimping. Don't shoot the pimping. What fantasy is that? I don't say nothing. I let them tell their little Hollywood stories. That shit sound good. That shit sound cute. You know what I mean? It sound cute as hell. Certain P's be, I was really out there. Nigga, you can ask, woo, 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 woo. I was woo, 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 woo. I mean, to young, impressionable minds, y'all can believe that. You know, but I'm not saying you can't go from gang banging to that, but you still got to move wisely. You got to move carefully. You can't just move the way you want to move when you done lived a life previously before you start participating and accumulating in this pimping. No, it don't work like that. Because if you see a nigga that you done shot him in his ass or you done took his back in the day, he not going to say, oh, you pimping now? Oh, man, hey, man, I know you killed my brother, man. You killed some of the homies back in the day, man. But one thing about it, man, you know, man, I respect the P's, man. I respect the P's. It don't go like that. That's not the streets. That's the internet. That's not the streets, though. So when they talk a good one, they only appealing to you or some white kids in the suburbs. But people that's from the streets, that's not realistic. So when you see individuals go from this extreme to another extreme, like, damn, man, this nigga was 10 deep the other day. Now he's selling dope bags and all of that. That's because he never had a pimp's mentality. Where are you going with this, Sin? A pimp's mentality is staying available. That's the only thing a pimp do. When a pimp go holus and dolus, guess what a pimp do? Stay available. A pimp don't say shit like, you know, man, I'll go back to selling drugs or woo, 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 woo. Pimp don't even think like that. As a man thinketh, so is he. When you hear individuals talking like that, what they really saying is, man, shit, I'll go back to being myself and stop acting like a pimp, man, if it really come down to it. That's what they saying. Shit, don't get it up. I'll go back to the old me, which is the real me, you know, before I, you know, go too broke and for too long. That's what they really saying. They letting you know. Stop trying to walk over, you know what I mean, what they saying. They really not this pimping. You just got to accept people the way that they are. Some niggas is just getting a run or had a run. He had to be a pimp. He had this car. He had this piece of jewelry. He had this mansion. He had these many hoes. He did woo, 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 woo. So just because, you know what I mean, he out killing people now, robbing people now, selling more drugs, you know what I mean, to Nicky Barnes, that don't mean that woo, 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 woo. No, nigga. That means that now he's himself. Now the disappearing acts have disappeared. He's no longer acting anymore. He's his real self now. Because a pimp, when he go holus and dolus, he stays available. Why? Because a pimp got game. Yeah, I done lost the house. I done lost the car. I done lost the jewelry. I done lost this. But I'm not going to sell no dope. Why? Because I still got this hope on the inside of me called this game. That's why. I ain't got to sit up there and mix it to fix it. I ain't got to sit up there and switch lanes, you understand me, to get it back playing. I ain't got to switch lanes to gain and obtain. I'm going to stay in the same lane. Why? Because I got the information. I can give restoration. I can give resurrection. I can replenish my situation anytime that I desire to because I got this game. When you really got game, you ain't got to sell no drugs to get that situation back where it was. When you really got game, you ain't got to sit up there and start playing little card games and become a card guy. A lot of these guys on the internet talking all this big pimping, them niggas is playing the airplane game. They playing, you understand me, the hotel game and shit like that. And making you think that they doing some pimping. Oh, I'm over here now. I'm in this area. This the way I do it. This the way I do it. Ain't even got a hoe right now. You ain't checked checked the trap out of a bitch since Obama was the president. Ain't checked nothing since Trump then came in. We got a lot too much faking going on. Niggas sitting over there playing the paper game and act like they really checking the paper from the. No, you playing the paper game. That's all that is. And you fronting the paper game to act as if it's some real pimping, so maybe a real hoe can be deceived into thinking that you're a real pimp and you doing some real pimping so you can live off the earnings of prostitution again. You deceiver, you. That's what's taking place. But a pimp don't have no problem with staying down. Why? Because I know the game gonna lift me back up.
I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.